Hello, this is Miriam, nurse practitioner. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about the 5 money tips for new college graduates. Whether you are a nurse graduate, you are a nurse practitioner graduate, you just graduated, it's good to pay attention to some of these money tips. The first one is know the 50-30-20 budget rule. And what is that? 50% of your budget is allocated for your needs, like rent, mortgage, groceries. 30% is towards shopping, membership, gym membership, dining out, entertainment, and 20% should be set aside for savings with emergency fund. Of course, if you're making more money, you could even change that, rule too, to where your savings are more, right? Because again, you need to save in order to buy a house and get a car, a decent car, and things like that. The next money tip for new college graduates, whether you are a nurse graduate, nurse practitioner graduate, is practice some small but good financial habits. Okay? If you haven't already got them, you want to get started now. You monitor your account regularly. And the reason you do that is that so that, like your credit card, for instance, somebody charged something on your account that you didn't buy, you will catch it. You don't want to wait months and months. Or if there are some charges on your account that you are not the one making, if you are checking your account regularly, you would know that, right? Also, even with your bank accounts, some bank accounts, you might have to change them because they'll say, oh, if you don't maintain 1,000 in a balance in that account, then, they'll be charging you $12, $15 a month, $30 a month. But if you are checking your account, then you will make sure that, you catch something like that and, try to switch your accounts over or take it even to another bank that is willing to work with you, right? So also monitor, when you are talking about monitoring your financial information, make sure you're checking your credit scores from the reporting organizations, because sometimes something might be reported wrong on your credit. But if you don't know, it may be affecting your credit negatively. But because you didn't check, you do not know. So it's good to ask, because you are entitled to 2 free report from any of the organizations, I believe. Or, better still, you could check from one and then check from the other one, because you don't want some of these negative charges on your account, to affect you negatively. So make sure you are checking on that. And of course, you are paying off your credit cards as soon as you are seeing them. So this little daily practice like that will help you a lot. How about, you just graduated from college? Yes, you want to enjoy life. You want to show that you have arrived and all that. But you need to also start saving. So number 3 of one of those money tips for new graduates is you want to start saving for retirement as soon as possible, right? Because any employer that you go, most employers, they offer that, you could hear 401k, 403k, and the employer has what is known as matching funds. So when you don't, contribute, you are leaving money on the table because they match some of those funds. Imagine that, giving you that free money, right? So you want to make sure that you are doing that. And so the more you are making, the more you are putting in that account, the more money the company is also putting for you for the investment for your future. So yes, you had just started working now. You have just started working, but you want to start thinking about your future because, of course, you're not going to be young forever. So you want to make sure that that retirement account, you are contributing to it. Some organizations will tell you, you can only start contributing when you have stayed with the company for 30 days or 3 months or 6 months or whatever. But as soon as your probationary period is over, you want to go ahead and start contributing, because that is a good thing to start even at a very young age, or even when you are just graduating from your from school and you just started working. The other thing too is that once you start this retirement fund, you don't want to be taking any money out of it, right? Because if you take some money before your retirement age, guess what? The government take a huge chunk out of it for early withdrawal. So you want to keep it there because it's growing, because you need it. Because people will, I need it now. No, you don't need it now. You are young, you have energy, you can make more money, right? But that one, the money that you're putting into your retirement is truly for retirement, and it will start growing. So you want to make sure that you are not, shooting yourself in the leg. You are making sure that you are using them, keeping that money there for it. So then let's talk more. We mentioned credit score, but let's talk it again. So 5 money tips. The 4th money tip for new college graduates, whether you are a nurse practitioner, or any kind of new graduate, is build your credit score. How do you build your credit score? The credit score is based on your payment history, how much the balance is that you have, the length of your credit history, and new credit, how often you apply for new accounts, and the credit mix of whether it's credit cards, student loans, auto loans, and things like that. So your credit score is determined by these factors that I just mentioned. So just make sure that you are familiar with that, and you don't, you have to build a good credit score. So even before you have not been paying your bills, guess what? You just graduated now, you have a job, you want to start making good on those credits, on those loans, right? So that you can build a credit roll. Because as a young person, you are graduating from school. One of the big purchases you are thinking about is maybe a house, right? But when you don't have a good credit house and a credit score, that house will be very expensive for you because they'll tag on a big, huge fee on the house for you. So you don't want that. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you are paying the bills on time. You are not just apply every time you go to the store. And that's the other mistake that people make. Every store you go to, they offer you a store credit card or store card, and then you sign up. And the more frequently they keep checking your credit card, your credit information with these reporting agencies, it affects you negatively. So if you really don't need that credit card at that shopping store, you shouldn't be getting it. You shouldn't be applying for it, because as soon as you apply, they check your credit. As soon as you apply, they, go and check. And the more frequent checking, that also affects you because they feel like, oh, you are out just getting loans or getting credit everywhere, right? So just know that. And then the last but not the least, money tip for new graduates, whether you're a nurse, new college graduate, or a nurse practitioner, is don't rent beyond your means. Okay? You have a situation where sometimes when people graduate from school, oh my goodness, I've been living with my parents, or I've been living in this one room, sharing a place with people. So now that I'm making a salary, I need to show that I'm also, living a good life, right? So let's say you are living in a place where you were paying rent for $700. Now you want to move in a place where you're paying rent for $2,000. That is just really, it's going to eat into your paycheck, right? So you want to make sure that you are not renting way above a level where to mess up with your income, no copying the Jonases, things like that. You want to live below your means, so within your means, so that you are not stressing yourself up from the beginning. So typically they always say do what? Not more than 30% of your income should go into housing. So you don't want to go and live in an apartment because it's trendy. Everybody's living there and they have everything on site, but you might be working, and you are a young person, and, you can meet with friends and do things like that. You don't have to go and live in a place where you cannot pay, and, it's taking most of your pay, in other words. So yes, graduating from college is a very wonderful thing. We are grateful that we are doing that, but just make sure that from the get-go, you want to watch those expenditures. If not, they will really start, at the beginning, when you don't pay attention to some of these money tips, you start really going overboard, and then it keeps accumulating. Okay? So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and to our channel. We do drop videos once a week. Okay? So I appreciate your comment here. And again, subscribe. And also practice gratitude. Don't forget to practice gratitude every day. Ciao. Bye.